Does worry ever consume your thoughts, leaving you feeling helpless and overwhelmed? We've all been there, haven't we? It's as if our minds are trapped in a whirlwind of what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. But have you ever stopped to consider how much of your precious time and energy is spent worrying? More importantly, does it solve the problem at hand? The truth is, worrying doesn't change the outcome. It only adds to our stress. And most often the things we worry about never even happen. It's like being in a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere. We are here today to shift the narrative, to challenge the culture of worry that seems to have become second nature to most of us. We want to help you understand that it's not necessary to let your worries control your life. This video will guide you through 5 common worries and why it's unnecessary to let them control your life. So first, let's tackle one of the most common worries, money. Matthew 6:33 says, "But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." Now, when it comes to money, it's easy to get swept up in the hustle and bustle, the numbers game, the constant pursuit of more. But here's a different take. What if we first sought the kingdom, focused on our faith, and aimed for righteousness? What if instead of chasing money, we chased a life of purpose and meaning? See, the scripture doesn't say money isn't important, but it does suggest there's something more important. Seeking his kingdom and his righteousness. It's about aligning our values, our actions, and our lives with something greater than ourselves. And when we do that, everything else, including money, will fall into place. So instead of worrying about money, let's focus on being faithful, righteous, and purposeful. Remember, where your focus lies determines where your life goes. Next, let's talk about our children. Proverbs 22:6 says, "Start children off on the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it." This ancient wisdom underscores the power of early guidance in shaping a child's future. We often worry about our children's future, their choices, their paths. However, we need to remember that the seeds of good judgment, values, and character that we sow in their tender years grow with them into adulthood. The values we instill, the morals we uphold, the love and discipline we give, these become the compass that guides them. As parents, our role is to steer them in the right direction, to provide a strong moral and ethical foundation. Once we've done that, it's essential to trust in the work we've put in. The worries we harbor about their future can often be alleviated by our own actions in their upbringing. You've done your part. Trust that they will remember and follow the path you've set for them. Health is another common worry. Jeremiah 33:6 says, "Nevertheless, I will bring health and healing to it. I will heal my people and will let them enjoy abundant peace and security." In the hustle and bustle of our modern lives, health concerns often take center stage. Whether it's the fear of illness or the anxiety of maintaining wellness, these worries can consume us. However, the scripture offers a soothing balm to these fears. It speaks of a divine promise, a pledge of health and healing. This promise isn't just about physical well-being, it extends to the healing of our minds, our emotions, and our spirits. The scripture assures us that we are not alone in our health struggles. It's a reminder that there's a greater force at work, one that promises to bring us healing and peace. This peace isn't just a fleeting feeling, it's a deep, lasting security that comes from knowing that our health is under divine care. Trust in the promise of healing and enjoy the peace and security it brings. The future can be a source of worry for many. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This scripture is a beacon of hope for those who are anxious about what lies ahead. It's a divine assurance that the future is not a dark, uncertain abyss, but a well-planned journey designed for your prosperity. It's a promise of a future filled with hope, not despair. When we worry about the future, we're essentially doubting this divine plan. We're questioning a design that's been crafted with our best interests at heart. Instead of worrying about what might or might not happen, let's have faith in this divine blueprint. The future is not ours to control, but to trust. A trust in the divine promise of prosperity and hope. So when worries about the future creep in, remember, you're in capable hands. have faith in the divine plan, and trust in the promise of a hopeful future. Finally, let's talk about life. Ecclesiastes 7:14-24 says, "In the day of prosperity be joyful, and in the day of adversity consider. God has made the one as well as the other." In our journey through existence, we encounter both peaks of joy and valleys of adversity. It's an inevitable part of the human experience. It's normal to revel in the good times, to let the warmth of prosperity fill our hearts. But what about the times of adversity? These moments are not meant to break us, but rather they are opportunities for us to pause, reflect, and gain wisdom. The scripture encourages us to accept that life is an ever-changing sea of experiences. Each wave, whether it lifts us high or pulls us under, is part of the grand design. So why worry? Instead, let's strive to understand and accept the natural rhythm of life. Embrace the ebb and flow of life. Remember, there's a time for everything. To wrap up, we've covered some common worries and why you don't need to let them control your life. We've seen how the scripture guides us to focus on faith and righteousness, rather than obsessing over money. Matthew 6:33 reminds us to seek first his kingdom and righteousness. And all these things will be given to us as well. We've also discussed the importance of nurturing our children well, taking comfort in Proverbs 22:6, which assures us that when they grow old, they will not depart from their upbringing. The scripture also encourages us to trust in divine healing and plans for our health and future. Jeremiah 33:6 and 29:11 reassure us that he will bring health and healing and has plans to prosper us. Finally, Ecclesiastes 7:14-24 teaches us to accept the ups and downs of life, knowing that both good times and bad times are part of our journey. Remember, worry does not empty tomorrow of its troubles, it empties today of its strength. So let's choose strength over worry.